Auburn is coming off their bye week and heading to Baton Rouge to take on LSU this weekend. But there's also been a lot going on in the Auburn recruiting market, so that's what we're going to cover in this video. On Tuesday night, the Tigers lost a commitment when four-star athlete Jalewis Solomon reopened his recruitment. We'll find out what went wrong there, and then we'll get into some more flip targets. So we're going to get this thing cranked up. But first, Auburn fans, subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We just started this thing. We got it cranked up. We want you to be a part of it. Go ahead, hit subscribe. Let's bring on Cole Pinkston from Auburn live for more. Cole, four-star athlete Jalewis Solomon. He committed in August, but it's over. He reopened his recruitment. So I want to know, does Auburn still pursue, or are they just going to move on completely?
Yeah, Auburn's going to pursue Jalewis Solomon. His brother, Zykevis Walker, is a defensive lineman on the team at Auburn. He's a guy that they really wanted in the class, and they really had a dogfight there with South Carolina. So, that was something we were watching this whole time. Was that gonna end up being a flip? Was that going to end up being a decommitment? Now we know, he decommitted from Auburn. I look at South Carolina as the leader there, but Auburn's still in pursuit. I don't think they give up on Jalewis.
All right. Well, we'll keep track of that one. We'll see if he shows up in South Carolina this weekend. We don't know exactly where he's going to be or if he's going to visit anywhere, but that could be telling. All right, Cole, we're going to play a game now. It's called Stick or Flip because we're kind of coming to that period. If the summer now of the recruiting cycle is commitment season, then the fall is definitely flip season. And as we get closer to that early signing day period in December, we're going to see a whole lot more of it. So I'm just going to ask you about a bunch of targets. Some of them might be committed to Auburn. Some of them might be committed to other schools. And I want to know, as it stands now, do you think they're going to stick or are they going to flip? So let's get this thing going. We'll start with an easy one. Auburn wide receiver commitment, Perry Thompson, stick or flip?
He's going to stick.
All right.
He's going to stick.
All right. UF tight end commitment, Amir Jackson, stick or flip?
I'm going to say stick right now, but with him, we're really watching him very closely because he was just at Auburn. He's going to probably visit Auburn again. I think there's something in the works there, but for now, let's go with the stick.
That's a stick. All right. Safety Zaquan Patterson committed to Miami, stick or flip?
Ooh, that's another one that's sort of interesting right now, but I'll go with stick. I'll go with stick.
All right. Now, a lot of people are going to want to know your answer on this one. Safety KJ Bolden committed to FSU. Stick or flip?
I'm going to go with the flip on that one.
Right.
I am.
Do you know where to or just in general?
I really think that it's between Auburn and Georgia. It's the same way it was when he committed to Florida State. I think he's absolutely – there's a chance he stays with Florida State, but – right now, I'm just leaning more towards there being a flip here, one way or the other.
Got a little flip action so far. All right. Offensive lineman Khalil House, who's committed to Stanford. Stick or flip?
That's a flip. I think Auburn's in very good position there.
All right. Let's stay on the offensive line. Offensive tackle Cohen Eccles, who's committed to Texas A&M.
Cohen Eccles, man, his name hadn't come up too much lately, but I think it's going to start too soon. I think you're going to see him on campus at Auburn before it's over with. This is very, very close. It's a toss-up. I'll go with stick for now. But I thought
we were going to get a flip out of you there. But okay, we're going to go with stick for now on Cohen Eccles. Yeah. All right. Now the paint's still drying on this commitment. Wide receiver Nikar, who decommitted from Georgia about 2 weeks ago and just committed to Miami. But hey, stick or flip?
This is just like the KJ Bolden question. I think there's more than just Auburn involved here. I think Georgia's still involved. So Auburn, Georgia, Miami, Florida State's in the mix, I think. I'm going to go with the flip.
All right, let's go with flip on Nikar. Now, wide receiver Cam Coleman, the five-star out of the state of Auburn, committed to Texas A&M in early July, but he's out taking visits. So Cam Coleman, stick or flip?
That's another that I felt like when he committed to Texas A&M, it meant something, and I think it still does. But I see a flip in the future with this one, and I don't honestly know who that team might be. I just feel like it might be a flip. Auburn's in the mix, yeah. Colorado's in the mix. A couple of these schools. Florida State's always been in there, I think. I'll say flip.
All right, Cam Coleman, it's a flip. TBD on the destination. Let's switch over to the defensive line. Jeremiah Beeman, who is committed to Alabama, but he's been taking visits, and Colorado's been one of them, and Auburn's been one of them.
I think I like a flip here too. I just don't know if he ends up at Alabama right now with what I've heard. Now, look, he could very well end up at Alabama, and I could be very wrong on that. But I think Georgia, Auburn, Colorado, those are three that I've heard a lot about with Jeremiah Beeman. So I'll say flip.
All right, we got a flip for Jeremiah Beeman. Defensive lineman Cam Franklin. I know that one still stings when he committed to Ole Miss over Auburn and Miami. D lineman Cam Franklin, stick or flip with his Ole Miss commitment?
I feel pretty good about a stick here. I think he's going to stay
Ole Miss
with
fans
the.
will be relieved to hear that from you. All right,
yes.
Linebacker Jamonte Waller, out of the state of Mississippi, but he's committed to UF. Stick or flip?
I'm going to go flip.
A flip on Jamonte Waller, UF fans. Watch out. All right, now this one's not easy, and Auburn fans are glued in. Offensive lineman DeAndre Carter, committed to Auburn. Stick or flip?
Man, DeAndre Carter, he's pretty fresh on his commitment to Auburn as well. But he did take that official visit to Texas. We've heard a lot about that. At this point, I'm going flip. I think that a flip could happen, but it's like the other ones that we talked about. That's right now.
Yeah.
I think Auburn's got a chance to lock this one down.
Yeah, this whole game's like a big game of like musical chairs, because if DeAndre Carter leaves the class, which Auburn really doesn't want to happen, hey, they could flip a Cohen Eccles from Texas A&M. They could get a Khalil House from Stanford. All these pieces are all going to be moving around come signing day and down the stretch. So it'll be fun to watch. All right, before I let you go, though, Cole, when do you expect the next big visit weekend to happen at Auburn?
The next home game is when Auburn takes on Ole Miss, and it's going to be a night game. 6 o'clock, I believe, is on ESPN. I think that is going to be – now, the Auburn-Georgia visit list was about as good as you're going to get, but I really believe the Auburn-Ole Miss game is going to be close. I think you could see a commitment or two happen that weekend. We're hearing some rumblings on that. But I think you're going to see guys like some of the top targets, like maybe Jeremiah Beeman, maybe – Favor Edwin is an offensive lineman they're tracking. Cohen Eccles, we're still waiting to see if he comes to a game. A lot of these guys you mentioned today, maybe KJ Bolden makes another trip. I don't know. I do expect, though, that list to be pretty star-studded for the Auburn-Ole Miss game.
Yeah, that should be a good one. Maybe get Cam Franklin on campus as well. We'll see. You never know.
Sure.
All right, Cole Pinkston from Auburn Live. Thank you for dropping by today on the Inside Scoop and playing a little game of stick or flip with me.
Yeah, that was interesting. I had to think about some of those for sure.
Yeah, they're tough. But hey, we're getting to that season, so fans want to know, are they going to stick or are they going to flip? Well, Cole Pinkston, thank you for sticking with the Inside Scoop today.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me on, man.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that content, be sure to subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We have a new page dedicated only to recruiting. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now.